Success might make you feel proud for a moment, but failure is the moment that truly wakes you up. When everything falls apart, you are forced to see yourself clearly, your habits, your weaknesses, your potential. That pain you feel is not punishment, it's transformation beginning. Failure strips away comfort and excuses, and in that raw space, real strength is built. This is where ordinary people change their lives, not when they win, but when they refuse to stay down. Failure has a way of speaking to us in a voice that success never uses. Success often whispers comfort. It tells you that what you're doing is working, that you're on the right path, that you can relax a little. Failure, on the other hand, grabs you by the shoulders and forces you to pay attention. It doesn't allow you to look away. When you fail, something inside you asks hard questions. Why did this happen? What did I miss? What do I need to change? These questions are uncomfortable, but they are powerful. They pull growth out of you whether you like it or not. This is why every failure teaches a lesson that success never can, because failure demands reflection, honesty, and transformation, while success often allows you to move forward without truly understanding why you won. Think about how success usually feels. When things work out, you celebrate, you enjoy the reward. You tell yourself, I did something right. But very rarely do you stop to analyze every small decision that led there. You don't sit down and break apart your habits, your weaknesses, or your blind spots. You keep moving, sometimes repeating the same behaviors without knowing which ones actually mattered. Success can hide your flaws. It can cover them with applause, money, likes, or praise. Failure does the opposite. Failure exposes you. It shows you where you were unprepared, where your discipline was weak, where your assumptions were wrong. It shines a harsh light on the gaps between who you are and who you need to become. Thomas Edison is a classic example, but not because it sounds inspirational, it's because it's brutally realistic. He failed thousands of times before creating a practical light bulb. Imagine the emotional weight of that. Imagine putting your time, energy, and reputation on the line again and again, only to watch another attempt collapse. But each failure gave him information. Each one narrowed the path. He famously said he didn't fail. He found thousands of ways that didn't work. That statement isn't optimism, it's perspective. Success would have only told him that one version worked. Failure taught him why the others didn't. Without those failures, he wouldn't have understood the problem deeply enough to solve it in a lasting way. Now bring this closer to your own life. Think about a time you failed an exam, lost a job, missed an opportunity, or watched someone else get what you wanted. At the moment, it probably felt like rejection, embarrassment, or even humiliation. But what did it force you to do? Maybe it forced you to study differently, to build a new skill, to improve your communication, or to confront a fear you'd been avoiding. Maybe it revealed that you were relying on talent instead of discipline or comfort instead of effort. Success rarely forces that level of self-awareness. Failure does, because staying the same becomes too painful. Look at athletes. When a champion wins, they enjoy the moment, but the real growth often comes after a loss. Michael Jordan didn't become legendary because he won every game. He became legendary because he remembered every loss. He spoke openly about being cut from his high school basketball team. That failure didn't make him quit. It made him obsessed with improvement. Every missed shot, every lost game became data. Failure sharpened his hunger. Success later amplified it, but it didn't create it. The lesson failure taught him was simple and brutal. Talent alone is not enough. Work, focus, and resilience are non-negotiable. Failure also teaches humility, something success almost never does. When you succeed repeatedly, it's easy to believe you're special, untouchable, or naturally superior. Failure knocks that illusion down. It reminds you that you are human, that you can misjudge, that you can fall behind, that you can be wrong. This humility is not weakness, it's strength. It keeps you open to learning. It makes you listen instead of assuming. People who have failed deeply often become better leaders, better teachers, and better mentors because they understand struggle. They don't speak from theory, they speak from scars. Consider J.K. Rowling before Harry Potter. She was a single mother, struggling financially, rejected by multiple publishers. Success hadn't shaped her discipline or belief. Failure had. Rejection after rejection forced her to keep refining her work and, more importantly, to detach her self-worth from external approval. By the time success came, she had already built resilience. She didn't break under pressure because failure had trained her to stand alone. Success gave her fame. Failure gave her strength. Failure teaches patience in a way success never needs to. When you succeed early, you can develop unrealistic timelines. You expect progress to be fast, results to be immediate. Failure stretches time. It forces you to wait, to endure, to keep showing up when nothing seems to change. This patience becomes a quiet superpower. You stop chasing shortcuts and start respecting the process. You understand that real growth is slow, often invisible, and deeply uncomfortable. Success doesn't teach this because it often arrives before you question the process. Failure makes the process unavoidable. There is also something deeply honest about failure. You cannot lie to yourself when the result is clearly wrong. You can't hide behind excuses forever. At some point, failure forces accountability. Either you change or you repeat the same cycle. This is where the lesson becomes actionable. Failure asks you to take ownership, not just of your actions, but of your mindset. Were you consistent? Were you prepared? Were you disciplined when no one was watching? These are questions success rarely asks, because success is too busy rewarding outcomes. Even in relationships, failure teaches lessons success cannot. A breakup can reveal patterns you never noticed when things were comfortable. It can show you how you communicate under stress, how you handle conflict, or how you choose partners. A successful relationship might feel good, but a failed one can teach you emotional maturity, boundaries, and self-respect. Those lessons shape your future far more than comfort ever could. Failure also builds emotional resilience. The first time you fail, it can feel devastating. The fear of judgment, the fear of being seen as not good enough, can be overwhelming. But once you survive it, once you realize that failure didn't end your life, your worth, or your future, you gain a powerful realization. You become harder to break. You take smarter risks. You stop being paralyzed by the fear of losing because you already know you can recover. Success doesn't build this resilience because it doesn't test you in the same way. What makes failure truly valuable is not the pain itself, but what you do with it. Failure is a teacher, but only if you listen. If you avoid responsibility, blame others, or quit too early, the lesson is wasted. But if you sit with it, analyze it, and adjust your actions, failure becomes an investment. It sharpens your awareness. It turns experience into wisdom. Success might give you confidence, but failure gives you clarity. This is why people who eventually achieve meaningful success often say they are grateful for their failures. Not because failure felt good, but because it prepared them. It removed illusions, it strengthened their character. It taught them discipline, patience, humility, and resilience, qualities that success alone could never fully develop. So if you're failing right now, understand this. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are being taught. The discomfort you feel is growth trying to happen. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Look closely. Be honest. Make one small change based on what you learned. Then take another step forward. Success will come and go. It will reward you, but it will not always shape you. Failure will, and if you let it, every failure will move you closer to a version of yourself that success alone could never create. So if you are standing in the middle of a failure right now, don't rush to escape it, and don't label it as the end of your story. This moment is not here to break you, it's here to build you. What feels like a setback is actually life slowing you down just enough to teach you something you will desperately need later. The pain you feel is not proof that you are weak, it is proof that you are growing. Every time you choose to reflect instead of quit, to learn instead of complain, and to stand back up instead of staying down, you are quietly becoming stronger than you were yesterday. Take what this failure revealed to you and turn it into action. Fix one habit, improve one skill, change one decision. You don't need a perfect plan or massive confidence. You just need the courage to take the next honest step. Progress begins the moment you stop asking for motivation and start applying the lesson. Let this failure refine you, not define you. Let it sharpen your focus, deepen your discipline, and remind you of what you are capable of when you refuse to give up. One day, you will look back at this exact moment and realize it was the turning point. The moment you stopped running from discomfort and started using it as fuel. Keep going, stay patient, stay committed. Your future strength, clarity, and success are being built right now in the quiet decision to rise again.